We're live? All right. Guys, what is going on? This is the Club of the Man 1993 coming at you for the live stream for the go-home edition to the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view of Monday Night Raw. I completely tongue-twisted that completely. But anyways, tonight we're going to live stream. Wow, I am out of it. I am tired. I'm sorry. We are here to review the February 19th, 2018 edition of Monday Night Raw live, which took place in Phoenix, Arizona tonight. And for the most part, the first 2 hours went by really fast because it was technically one match, the Gauntlet match, and that was a fun match to watch. Third hour, though, was meh. It was all right, but it wasn't really that great at the same time. So it kind of hurt me from giving this a pretty good grade. Well, it still got a good grade, but not as high as I was hoping to give it. I was going to give it at first. So, and we got Robbie in the live chat. What's up, Robbie? Hi, Mike. You know how I got to start this? Where, oh, where are my Zelina Vega ice cream bars? Well, it was Ruby Riott before. Now it's Zelina Vega's ice cream bars. So Robbie and I come up with the genius things as always, because as Robbie says, you're a genius, Mike. That's why I like you. Thank you for joining me in the live chat, Robbie. Oh, yeah, tonight's episode of Raw, first 2 hours, awesome. Gotta talk about that Gauntlet match. Had a lot of fun watching it. And to me, it ended how I felt it was supposed to end. But the winner of the match was Braun Strowman. But who is the true winner of the Gauntlet match, I felt, in my opinion? Someone I felt was built up. I got some momentum back that he lost for a while. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about also how I feel everyone but one certain superstar has some type of momentum or some type of story going into this match, the Men's Elimination Chamber match. We'll also talk about, the matches that have been confirmed for this Sunday's pay-per-view as well, live on the WWE Network, as always, for just $9.99. The plug is not being stressed out enough anymore. But anyway, so we will get right to it and to talk about this episode of Raw. Now, I did miss the first 5 minutes of Raw because I, went for a run on the treadmill, had to get cleaned up really quick, and so I missed the first 5 minutes. So I was complaining during most of this episode myself, like, why was one person not interviewed at all during a Gauntlet match? Well, the person was interviewed before the match started, but I didn't see it. So I could somewhat forgive WWE for that. But still, the person in general, I'm like, he's supposed to win the match. I mean, the rumor's probably going to win the match. Why does he have no story? He has absolutely no story. Everybody else, I'm more interested in all of the other members of the Men's Elimination Chamber match, except for this one person winning this match, because they actually have a story. I would say I don't, which I don't in the match, but this person doesn't. Of course, I'm talking about Roman Reigns. Now, I said months ago, when it was rumored for Roman Reigns to be facing Brock Lesnar for the Universal title at WrestleMania, I kept saying, as long as he doesn't win the Royal Rumble, which that didn't happen, and also he'll win the Elimination Chamber match. However, he has to have a story. You can't just have him just win it and then the match is happening. No, there has to be a story, in my opinion. Mike, can you please have Dana Brooke join us so she can crunch the numbers and let the world know Horseman dudes can't lose? I'll talk about that catchphrase also in a little bit also, because I literally just found something out and I'm kind of like, why about it? But yeah, sure, we have Dana Brooke crunch some numbers for us, and also just crunch some certain numbers also of how many more superstars are going to lose their last names. But yeah, getting into the show. So we started off for the first 2 hours was the Gauntlet match. Again, this was fun. I loved this match from start to finish. And to me, it went the way I felt it should have gone. And it put over a different superstar. Well, I shouldn't say different, but someone who's definitely needed a lot of momentum getting back into, the main event scene after he'd been in more like the mid-card and tag title scene for a while. So anyways, Roman Reigns is the first person to enter the Gauntlet match. And he was interviewed in the ring, and he says he has no worries about tonight, but he's concerned about the chamber match. He's never been in the match before, but he sees how brutal it is. But not only that, but he is going to be facing the best, toughest guys in the world. All those guys have one common goal: one thing in common. They can't beat Brock Lesnar, but he knows that he can. When has he beat Brock Lesnar? He lost to Brock Lesnar. He was pinned by Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam last year. And no offense, Roman cannot say it's because it was a fatal four-way. No. For most of the last portion of the match, it was him and Brock one-on-one, in my opinion. So that excuse isn't completely there. Imagine if Seth and Roman are the final two in the chamber. Now that would be interesting. But then Seth Rollins, speaking of which, enters to start the match. Shield brother against Shield brother. Now, this is the first time, I believe, since the go-home show for Extreme Rules last year, we've seen these two have a one-on-one match. Because we had not seen them have a one-on-one match in quite some time. I believe the other time was the night after the Money in the Bank pay-per-view in 2016 when they were fighting for who was going to face Ambrose at Battleground. So it's been a while since we've definitely seen this match. It was very fresh. And as always, these two have great chemistry in the ring together. They had a great match. It was fun. It was productive. And to surprise, well, I should say surprise, but nice little shocker, a nice way to give him some momentum, Seth Rollins rolled up Roman to pin him. So Roman was like, all right, you got me there, believe that. But someday I'm coming to get you because he wants to win the chamber match. Roman leaves. Again, no story for Roman. Seth Rollins is trying to turn Raw into Monday. As we go through this gauntlet match, I will explain what each wrestler's story is. So Roman Reigns, none. Seth Rollins, he's been more like the mid card and the mid card and tag title scene for a while. Now that he doesn't have Jason Jordan around anymore and Ambrose is hurt, he wants to get back to the main event scene. He wants to turn us into Monday Night Rollins again, which it sure as heck was Monday Night Rollins tonight. Let's put it that way. The next guy, John Cena. Again, John Cena, despite not being one of my preferred choices to win the Elimination Chamber match on Sunday, at least has a story. He feels that in the first time in how many years he will not have a path to WrestleMania if he does not win this Elimination Chamber match, which isn't entirely true because at WrestleMania 32 he was injured with the rotator cuff, so he couldn't be in a match at WrestleMania, but he still showed up at WrestleMania to save The Rock from the Wyatt family. So in some ways, yes, he hasn't had a direction in how many years, but technically it's not been 15 years since he didn't have a direction at WrestleMania at all. But anyways, getting off track here, but he at least has a story. So who he goes to feud with after WrestleMania, even though again I would prefer it to be Cena and Joe. So we're so about Cena and Taker, which again I will only be okay with that match if they at least have a story for what happened last year with Taker, and if Taker is healthy enough to do that match. And third is Elias, which I just don't. I like Elias. I think he is picking up momentum from being in this chamber match, but I still don't think he's ready for that big, big headline match at Mania. Unless he's going to beat Cena. I don't want to see the match between Elias and Cena at WrestleMania. Just my honest opinion. Sorry, guys. Monday Night Rollins is greater than Road Dogg's Crapdown Live. You said it correctly, Robbie. When I was texting Dan tonight, I said Monday Night Rollins is greater than. I meant to say what did I say? I can't remember. But I accidentally said, instead of saying SmackDown Live, I accidentally said Sackdown Live by mistake. Forgot the M. But anyways, so getting back to the match. So again, it was after Rollins and Reigns, which was a really good match. Probably my favorite match of the entire gauntlet match was John Cena and Seth Rollins. Now, interesting enough, Cena was showing his desperation to gain momentum heading into the Elimination Chamber. And in my opinion, Cena's playing a little bit of a heel in here. He was telling Rollins, stay down. He was telling him it's over, whatnot. Like you can tell, he's getting serious. He's like, I need to win this, or else, I'm doomed for WrestleMania. I won't have a direction for WrestleMania at all. So the match was really good. It started off a little bit slow, but it picked up as it literally got to the point where I was feeling, who's going to win this? I couldn't tell you who I thought was going to win this match. I'm like, will they keep Rollins in this match and give him another big victory, have him beat Cena, or will something controversial happen? I thought maybe, since I've mentioned the idea of possibly, Finn Balor turning heel, or maybe, The Miz coming out to get revenge on John Cena for beating him last week or the week before, I can't remember when it was, to have him be the first person to enter the Elimination Chamber match. But then we had But no, that's not the case. Was the momentum picked up? Cena hit Rollins with another AA, and then Rollins kicked out of it. I'm sorry, but personally, I think if John Cena is going to still be around for like a few more years, Cena needs to have some type of different finisher. Besides, he does a double. He does 2 AAs now to beat someone, and I feel like that's just, it makes the AA look weak because how many people have kicked out of it now? Oh yeah, even Jinder Mahal did last year. That still ticks me off. But Baron Corbin can't kick out of the AA. Like it kind of ticks me off a little bit. So I feel like that move's been watered down way too much, in my opinion, honestly. As Cena needs a new finisher, not just doing 2 AAs or just doing an avalanche AA. But yeah, the match went on, and then Rollins had this nice little sequence hitting what used to be his finisher, the ripcord knee strike on Cena, and then he hit him with like a buckle buster. I can't remember what exactly the sequence was, but he hit him with those sequences, and then Cena, he hit him with a super kick to the face, and then Rollins went for the curb stomp, and he beat John Cena clean. He beat both Roman Reigns and John Cena clean. Who really sounded like the true winner of this gauntlet match, even though Seth did not win the match. But he sold his the next match pretty well for him, being tired out from being in the match for like, what, 55 minutes he was in the match for? Like, I don't know how I would have been able to last 55 minutes. As I was like, running a race, which I've never ran an hour-long race. Is the longest race I've ever ran was 5Ks. Well, I've done like, long runs and whatnot when I was training, but you know what I mean. But yeah, I was just shocked that Rollins actually did beat Cena clean like he did. I thought like somebody would interfere. I didn't think, Rollins is going to, turn heel or that, but I just thought that somebody would have interfered. But then in his next opponent was Elias. And, Rollins is obviously tired and beat up from being in that match for how long. So like Elias got the upper hand on Rollins, and he beat Rollins with the drift away. So that was it for Rollins, but I had to give Rollins a standing ovation. The Seth Rollins was the star tonight. Like he had pulled out 2 big victories over Roman Reigns and John Cena back to back. Imagine if he would have beat both Cena and Sting back at Night of Champions. And that was the first time I also think we've seen John Cena and Seth Rollins face off in almost 2 years, because they did have their match at SummerSlam 2015, which was awesome. I'm glad I got to see that match live when I was there in attendance. I think the last time we saw them was, I think Dan said it was on the June 27th, 2016 episode of Raw. It was the episode wherever both Cena and Styles were trying to find a way to get into the triple threat match for the title at Battleground. And unfortunately, neither of them won their matches, but Rollins did beat Cena, but he had a little bit of help that night, I remember. So that was the last time I think we had seen them. Robbie says, Mike, I can't wait for NXT this Wednesday, title versus career. Who knows what will happen? Robbie, we've been waiting for that match for how long? You called like the career versus title stipulation. How long? I can't wait to see it either. It's going to be awesome. But getting back to this, so yeah, so Seth Rollins was the true winner tonight, I feel, in my opinion. Of course, Cena backstage was interviewed also during the match with Elias, and he was mentioning how Rollins, put over a good match, and he made a sympathetic mistake and forgot that Seth only has to focus on wrestling and he has to balance his various responsibilities. He says he needs to win at the Chamber to put his and just get his to get his mind back on track for WrestleMania. He knows this is probably he's getting down towards the end. He wants to make sure he has a path to WrestleMania. But afterwards, Finn Balor came out, which I thought him and Rollins had something of a stare down, because I still think that either at WrestleMania we get a triple threat match, if not, have Finn Balor turn heel and he confused with Rollins, because you can say Rollins has been the one getting in his way to getting back to the Universal title or getting back to his championship runs as well. What's up, Queens? How are you? But yeah, so Finn came out, but there wasn't a stare down. But I'll mention this when we get later. Actually, speaking of stories, Elias has a story. Him sneaking in, sneaking some victories by, and even though they're not clean victories, are still strong victories for him to make him look good, as he's going to be the last person to enter the Chamber. He's getting some momentum also going. Speaking of keeping it on, the whole thing, these superstars having stories going into the Chamber match. Finn Balor, he's trying to get his way back to the Universal title, the title he never lost, has gotten his rematch for yet. These two didn't have too bad of a match, Elias and Elias and Elias and Balor. I thought last year's this might be a little random. Last year's non-pay-per-view feud they had last summer wasn't too bad. I felt it helped get Elias some momentum as well. And this match was pretty good. They gave them some time. They gave all of these matches a good amount of time. Balor would eventually eliminate Elias with the coup de grace. And then next, the Miz's music hit. Now, I was interested because I even predicted either way, I think Finn Balor should at least be facing the Miz for your Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania if he's not going to face Rollins, or if him and Rollins aren't going to be in like a triple threat with the Miz for the Intercontinental title. But out comes the Miz, who, his story is, he's trying to, be the first ever Intercontinental and Universal Champion. I think the Miz well does deserve to be, in a world title feud because of how great he's been over the past years as mid-card champion. Let me see here, live chat. Will there be a potential Absolution breakup? Not too sure. My Rusev Day, not too bad. A little tired. I was just busy all day, but it was good. And Robbie Q, Aiden English. It's Rusev Day. Finn Balor versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. Yes, I definitely would be all for that. But getting back to this, so the Miz Taraj came out first, distracting Finn Balor. Now, I did recently, I can't remember what it said, read a tweet from the Miz, and he was kind of, taking shots at Finn Balor on Twitter. So I'm wondering if, what happened here was starting to tease that as well. Finn Balor almost beat the Miz, but he did, knock the Miz off of. Well, he did have the Miz trying to distract him, so they distracted him hitting the coup de grace on the Miz, so the Miz snuck in and hit the Skull Crusher finale to defeat Balor. So I think in some ways that is going to lead to something with the Miz and Balor at WrestleMania, I think. And then let's put it this way: had the Miz and Balor, and even if Seth Rollins gets in there, and what if Seth Rollins wins the Intercontinental title next night on Raw? Seth Rollins beats the Miz in his rematch. And then Finn Balor turns heel and attacks. And we have a feud between Seth Rollins and the Miz for Intercontinental title going into Backlash. Because I personally think, I'll say my thoughts on the brand exclusive pay-per-views being dropped. I'll do a separate live stream on those sometime this week when I have the time. So we got that happen there. And then before I get to them last, let's check the live chat really quick. The look Miz gave when Braun came out is me when mom comes home and the dishes aren't clean. Oh, goodness. Yes, that look. Hey, Mike, I told Dan I'd love to see a heel Balor versus a face Rollins at WrestleMania, and then you can continue to something. I mean, again, if they're not going to put – I've heard it was also maybe Braun Strowman and The Miz. Braun Strowman and The Miz also for WrestleMania. So in case they do go that route and they do want to do Rollins – and Balor at WrestleMania, and then lead to them feuding into SummerSlam. Awesome, that will work too. And when Ambrose returns and after getting the club getting involved, do a major 6-man tag team match, Shield versus Balor Club. Build them up strong. I'd like to see that, but I think after that though, you have to turn Dean Ambrose heel because without the Shield, Dean Ambrose is done as a babyface. He needs to be a heel. He probably would have been a heel by now, but unfortunately he got injured. But good booking there, Robbie, and good stuff, Queens. Oh, hey, Lauren, how are you? Nice of you to join us. But yes, so the Miz hits a Skull Crush finale on Balor, but as Queen said in the live chat, then we had the Miz celebrating, yeah, I'm gonna be at WrestleMania. He probably thought he was the last one to survive. All of a sudden, he's like, oh wait, that's not true. And then, Braun Strowman made his way out, and The Miz was like, I'm doomed. To me, personally, I felt this was the right way to end the gauntlet match because, you accomplished a lot. You gave Seth Rollins his momentum. Elias got a victory over Rollins, even though Rollins probably really tired out. Finn Balor got a good victory over Elias because Elias didn't win any more than he needed. The Miz and Finn Balor possibly starting up a feud. That was great to have there. And honestly, Braun Strowman, yes, he eventually will lose a match again someday. But tonight wasn't the right night. So having finished off the gauntlet match, even though he's considered the winner, I still consider Seth Rollins the winner. But he comes out and he just destroys The Miz, chases The Miz around, which again, I do not know why. I just crack up every time The Miz, Braun Strowman starts chasing something. I don't know what it is, but he pretty much destroys him. After the match, he's interviewed. He's saying, you know, and by the way, I gotta go take care of some unfinished business. So he goes down there. He just hits everybody with power slams again, and then the Miz tries to run away, but Braun catches him backstage and throws him back out, just tosses him down the ramp, and yeah, he power slams him also. So yep, Braun Strowman just gets more momentum for himself going as well. Let's check out the live chat. Let's see here. This is sup everyone. Raw was quite great. Yes, it was. Do you think the Miz will get a non-intercontinental championship run? Well, I mean, I'm kind of hoping like once he does drop the Intercontinental title, he does maybe get into a world title run. Seth defeated John and Roman. Oh yes, that was awesome. And you hope Roman doesn't make it to the main event of WrestleMania again, which I agree. He has no story, and all the others do. Asuka had a wardrobe malfunction tonight. She did. I did notice that. Mike, did you or anyone in the chat catch those two guys in the front row who were fighting over Cena's shirt? I didn't really catch that. I didn't really catch that. No, I actually didn't. She did. Roman it's Roman. He main event the last WrestleMania. Yep, not fair at all. Balor Club versus the Shield. I would like to see it. There was a pic on Instagram after she got beat down by Nia. She had a nip slip. Oops. That sucks. Seinfeld, anybody? She missed Raw again. It's all right. Yeah, definitely the Gauntlet match, Lauren, was awesome. The rest of the show was just meh. Alexa is still a heel. She's just playing her mind games on Mickey. I'll get into that at the end. But yeah, so Braun just takes care of everybody. I forgot to mention also the interviews with everybody else, but yeah. But once again, like I said, you know, it was an awesome 2-hour gauntlet match. But again, the only problem we have is, you know, everybody else has momentum going in, but Roman doesn't. He was the first one eliminated, and he has no story. Again, let's go over the stories again. Roman Reigns, nothing other than the fact I just sounded like the New Day. Wow. Roman Reigns doesn't have any story. He lost the Intercontinental title to The Miz. He was runner-up in the Royal Rumble match. He put over Shinsuke Nakamura really well. Other than him being Bray Wyatt to get into this match, like, no, there's no other story for him at all. Nothing. He's just been, you know, just like, you know, Rollins, you know, tag partner a few weeks ago for his rematch for the tag titles when Jordan was hurt. We had, you know, he had a match with Sheamus last week. Didn't really do anything for him. Like, there was nothing there. He just had a match with them. So, yeah, there's no story from it at all. Seth Rollins, second. Literally, he's trying to find his way back to the main event scene, and he got the momentum tonight. He was the true winner of this gauntlet match. John Cena, again, he's thinking he has no road to WrestleMania if it's not for the Universal title. So there's a story there. Elias, you know, picking up his sneaky victories, you know, being the last person to be eliminated, to enter the Elimination Chamber match. You know, we got that story there as well. That's some Finn Balor. He's trying to get his rematch for the Universal title. There's a story there. The Miz, you know, he wants to be both Intercontinental and Universal Champion as well. Because, you know, honestly, he deserves more than just, you know, the mid card runs at this point. He deserves being the main event scene, in my opinion. And Braun Strowman, you know, just his path of destruction as always. You know, who can beat Braun Strowman? Roman will probably be dependent on Sunday, but you know, again, so I mean, again, it's just a shame that, you know, again, I like I said before, I asked for two things. If you're going to have Roman versus Brock, one, have him get there by winning the Elimination Chamber, but two, have a story. There is no story for Roman. But at least we had a good gauntlet match. I'll give it that. But we'll see what happens this Sunday for the Elimination Chamber episode. I'm so excited about that match. But also, I still feel weird about it being just a 7-man chamber match, because besides the fact that, you know, they probably couldn't leave your Seth Rollins or Finn Balor off the card, like, what else is like special about being a 7-man chamber match? But the women's chamber match is still 6 women. I had a theory I was hoping was going to happen in the main event, but I'll get to that later, even though it was a long shot. Let me see here. Favorite match of the night was Cena and Rollins, definitely. Should WWE give Titus Worldwide the tag champs? They're probably going to get a match on a pre-show on this Sunday, I'm guessing. Yes, the dual brand again. I'll probably make a video on that sometime this week. Yeah, Queens Kings. I will rant about that in a few seconds. Dual brand, they're doing that. Lana won her first match this week in the mixed match challenge. I wasn't a fan of how she pinned Bayley though. That just made Bayley look weak, but I was happy she got the win. Carmel cashed in Money in the Bank. Steph may sell the WWE. I did not hear that. I still think either Mania or the night after Mania, Carmelo will cash in. They got rid of Battleground, replaced it with Extreme Rules. If it was going to be as bad as last year, then no. I'm okay with them getting rid of it, but Battleground has had a couple good years. Who walk out champ after Mania? Roman, Shinsuke, Carmella, and Asuka will walk out champs. Sorry. I had a frog in my throat to clear it. But yeah, that was a gauntlet match again. It was fun. I enjoyed it, even though they made us hand it to Roman, who's the only one who has no freaking story. But speaking of Asuka, we had first we had a video package that talked about Jeff Jarrett making the Hall of Fame, which I was kind of surprised by that because knowing how he does have controversy that's not cleared up. Like there's other people with controversy too, but they picked Jeff Jarrett over like China and a few others who aren't in the Hall of Fame yet. Like Owen Hart, are people like not like controversy, but it's just the way he died and whatnot. But yeah, I know I'm not like the best fan to be like saying this, but I was a little weirded out by knowing some history. I'm like, why is Jeff Jarrett in the Hall of Fame for a bunch of other people? But oh well, congratulations to Jeff Jarrett. Yeah, Miz defends Intercontinental Mania. Maurice is due to give birth in March. Awesome. She doesn't like Apollo. Mike, I found the Asuka photo on Instagram for heel memes, and you'll see it on their feed if you dare. Oh gosh, WWE may be sold to Disney. Why Disney? I mean, Disney's its own thing. I love Disney, but that'd be weird for WWE to be sold to Disney. But anyways, then we had Asuka make her entrance, being interviewed, which she's talking in all English, which kind of bugs me a little because like English is still not Asuka's strong suit, but the promo was, all right. She talked about her in regards to her match against Nia Jax on Sunday, which was weird. The commentary team was saying that if Nia Jax wins, she will be added to whichever match Asuka wrestles at WrestleMania to make it a triple threat. Like, okay, that makes sense since she beat Asuka. But then Renee Young says the Raw Women's Championship match. She's like, Asuka still has not made her choice of which champion she's facing. I'm still hoping she faces Charlotte because I feel like if her and Charlotte is a more fresh match than anybody will get on Raw. I won't be mad if she faces anybody on Raw, but I would rather see her face Charlotte at this point, honestly. She says she controls her own destiny, which is to win the championship at WrestleMania. Jax had strong words for a strong woman, but she didn't look great after their last match when she limped away from the ring. As far as Nia talking about messing her face up, she likes to talk, but on Sunday, she's not going to be talking. She'll tap out. And of course, well, they say Nia Jax blinds her, but Nia just snuck up from behind Asuka. Didn't even do a thing, and Asuka starts attacking her until Nia gets picked up and just drops her, just as a Samoan drop, and like several, leg drops on top of Asuka. The thing is, though, like, if they would just build Nia up as a legitimate dominating monster, then I'd be like, okay, now I can take her more as a threat. But still, they, one moment they're having her, like throwing Alicia Fox to a bear, making her like the strongest woman you've ever seen. I like that side of Nia. But then they like just, just half-assed pretty much with her. It's just like, is she dangerous or is she not dangerous? Like, I don't get it. So if they're more consistent, I'll be able to take this match more seriously. But I mean, it's obvious that Asuka's getting this victory to just get more momentum. I really don't see them, having Nia being added to one of the matches. So whatever, my prediction. But But yeah, then we get a recap of Ronda Rousey appearing at the Rumble, and she's going to be doing her contract signing on next week, and she'll be on Monday Night Raw apparently. Yeah, let's talk about this rant now. First, let's get to the there. When do you think Asuka will be defeated? WrestleMania 35. Jeff Jarrett's in the Hall of Fame, as is Ivory. Yes, China deserves it this year. I don't know why to keep her up either. Did you know Sheamus? Yes, I did know that Sheamus was dealing with spinal stenosis. I just kind of hope he's okay for it, but it does kind of bother me a little bit because that's the only reason why him and Cesaro are still a tag team, which they're doing great as a tag team, don't get me wrong, but I still just think Cesaro deserves a good singles push, and if that's what's holding him back, it kind of bothers me a little bit. But I do want Sheamus to be okay as well. I just want to see him end up in a wheelchair. What I like to see is Asuka defeat Nia and then Sasha win the chamber. We have Sasha versus Asuka 2. I'd be okay with that. The story would be quite compelling, especially after their awesome match on Raw. Alexa needs a face turn and Asuka needs a heel turn. I mean, you probably could think about turning Alexa face, honestly, at this point, probably, because, like, I mean, she's had 2 great, well, technically 4 great title runs on the main roster. I mean, honestly, what else is there really for her to do, really, if you keep her as a heel? She's an awesome heel, but maybe turning her face will be some fresh. So I do like that. Maybe they'll turn her face after WrestleMania. Yeah, I did hear the rumors about Bayley being the one to turn heel. Would be interesting as well if they do pull the trigger on Bayley's heel turn. I mean, besides, Robbie's idea of having like her, if like her and like and the Heart, well, and her, Bray Wyatt and the Hardy was a team up. Maybe like the Woken family, maybe like this big goth chick or something like that. Wouldn't be too bad of an idea, like what Robbie pitched to me a few weeks ago. But yeah, I just don't know what else they would do with Bayley as a heel. I mean, it'd be interesting to see, but I'm just trying to think what I think that they would do with her as a heel. It would be different because she's never been a heel. But anyway, so yeah, let's get to this rant. The Bar versus Titus Worldwide. That's Sheamus and Cesaro taking on Titus O'Neil and Cruz can't lose. Oh, I'm sorry. Apollo Crews doesn't exist anymore, guys. It's just Apollo. Why? I saw that on the screen, and I thought first that might be a typo maybe or something. But then I literally saw something on the internet, and I literally opened up my phone, went on the WWE app, and no joke, it said Apollo. Last week, you were caught up the chain of Crews can't lose. Now next week, the name doesn't exist. Why? Because Apollo Crews lost? I don't know what it is. I know some of you in the live chat don't like Apollo, but I saw so much potential in Apollo in NXT, but they just brought him up. They just brought him up way too early. There is potential, and like the match that them and the Bar had tonight was all right. I mean, I do see like some momentum slowly being built in the Titus Worldwide, but they're obviously not ready to be the face of a tag team division. And all their victories have been just, roll-up victories. Why are we having, like, Apollo's, like, spinning sit-down powerbomb or Titus O'Neil's clash to Titus, finishing off any of these matches? So, to me, I'm predicting they're probably going to have a Raw Tag Team Championship match, probably on the pre-show on Sunday, but the Bar will win, and they'll probably face either the Revival or Gallows and Anderson at Mania, probably, for the Raw Tag titles. They'll have something else up their sleeve for Mania as well. But, yeah, this match was all right. Whatever. Let me see here. I love to see Mickey and Randy, Nikki and John, and Seth and Paige in a mixed match challenge match. Talking about those wouldn't be too bad of pairings as well. I'd like to see. First Cesaro, then Neville, then Elias, now Apollo. Well, he says Antonio Cesaro was all right. Just Cesaro, I think, is fine. Neville, Adrian Neville, just Neville. I'm okay with it. Elias needs the last name. Apollo doesn't need to drop his name. John Cena needs a heel turn before he retires, even if it's only for a few days or months. They could, but I feel like at this point it's just too late to do, in my opinion. I mean, if they do take a stab at it, all right. I mean, I still thought he showed a little bit of a heelish element in the match he had tonight with Rollins. But I mean, the closest I think I've ever really thought John Cena was going to turn heel is when he was being built up for that triple threat match at No Mercy in 2016 between Ambrose and Styles. I do remember that segment they had when they first set that up, because Cena came out there and he literally just got in the face of Ambrose right away and just started bashing him for being upset for losing to a low blow. I'm just like, whoa, like when did this side of Cena come out? But I mean, it would be interesting. I feel like it might be a little too late for it, but give it a try, see what happens. Cena turning heel. Watch Orton turn heel this year. I think that's what I think is going to happen. Do you think WWE is finished? I don't want to say yes, but it kind of is. I worry I do worry, sometimes, it could be getting close to its last legs. But I don't know. It's still making money despite the fact that the product sucks. It's still making money. And if it at least stays on that way for a long time, I'm sure one day we'll see, Triple H fully take over, and maybe things will get better someday. But I won't say it's done for sure, but it wouldn't surprise me if something did happen to it. But it'd be sad because I definitely, enjoy the product still. I wouldn't blame anyone if it got sold. Yeah, remember when Miz called Apollo Creed? Yes, I remember that. Cena has been losing the Roma at every event. They're slacking on him. Yeah, I mean, they are winding down him. That is for sure. I didn't like how he was how he appeared at Survivor Series last year, randomly on Team SmackDown. He's been spending almost all of his time on Raw since SummerSlam, and it looked like he just walked in and walked out. To me, he just barely did anything with him. So I'm like, okay, why was he here? We just didn't know why. You think Styles should be on Raw? I mean, unless if they're going to really put any, fresh face talent for him on SmackDown, I'd say yes. But at the same time, if they're going to keep the brand split, which again, I will talk about all this in a separate video with the brand split pay-per-views. If they're going to keep the brand split, they do need to keep at least some big name for SmackDown Live. And right now, I think SmackDown Live would be absolutely nothing without AJ. So I think there's a chance. But at the same time, unless they're going to put somebody else on his level on SmackDown and they're going to keep the brand split, I'd say keep him on SmackDown for now. Who would you put on Raw and SmackDown if you had the draft? I got to think about that a little bit more also as well. But I'll do another video on that as well when it gets closer to where I think this shakeup will happen. Mike, you didn't know? You can't say the product sucks. Your ass better block somebody. Yeah, I know. I've kept my mouth shut as much as I could about that. I put Rollins, Cena, Jeff Hardy, Sasha, Mickey, Samoa Joe, and Balor on SmackDown. For Raw, I put Jinder, Bobby Roode, Dolph Ziggler, Becky, Natty, and New Day. Maybe New Day, yes, because I feel like they've run their course on SmackDown. Natty, I think so, yes. Becky Lynch, highly possible. Dolph Ziggler. Here's the thing, like Dolph Ziggler and Jinder Mahal, people I feel like just aren't going to get as big of a push. Put them on Raw because the roster's bigger, and put people who do deserve more opportunities on SmackDown, even though they may not get written well at all. But I'd be okay with them going to Raw. So yeah, Sasha going to SmackDown, yes. Mickey, maybe. Samoa Joe, I'd say him or Braun Strowman should go to SmackDown. Finn Balor going to SmackDown, sure. And Rollins probably also, I'd say. Unless they're going to put Ambrose on Raw, keep Ambrose on Raw and have him feud with Rollins when he comes back. Then maybe they'll put Ambrose back on SmackDown. I'm not sure. But yeah, they need to stop relying on part-timers. But she loves seeing Taker, but it's too much. Yeah, I do agree. They need to stop relying too much on part-timers. But again, you do appreciate these people coming back, but don't make the biggest thing going on though for the show, in my opinion. Good points there, guys. But yeah, keep on going here. Yeah, Titus Worldwide gets a win. With Apollo rolling up Cesaro. Then we run down Elimination Chamber card, and then they added the match of Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, just a regular one-on-one match. They had a final deletion match in the WrestleMania. So they got their little usual promos, how they pretty much just want to end each other. They're both, just playing mind games with each other pretty much ever since, Matt Hardy lost to Bray Wyatt that first time he had that big meltdown, and then it's when he went woken. So they're pretty much, just the same people just trying to outdo each other pretty much. So I look forward to hopefully they have a better match than they did at Raw 25 because that match sucked. And then we had our main event. Now, at first, I wasn't too crazy about the teams they had. I mean, I knew this was probably going to be the main event if the gauntlet match was going to be the first 2 hours of the show. I knew this was going to be main event. But at first, I was weirded out because, like, okay, you have Alexa Bliss going against Mickie James when she's been, kissing up to her lately, trying to have an ally for the chamber. Even though, again, I still don't understand, like, why, when it was first announced, Alexa Bliss posted on Twitter the Raw after the Royal Rumble saying that she was looking forward to being part of history. But then the following week, she was complaining about it. I was still like confused about that. But now she's trying to make an ally in Mickie James. But they had them going against each other. I was hoping if they're going to have a 6-woman tag match, since we get these how many times, these women's tag matches. Oh, yeah, we're getting one on SmackDown Live tomorrow. Do you guys not know? Did you guys know that? But I'm pretty sure you guys did know. But so I was hoping they would do what they did on an episode of Raw before Extreme Rules 2016. At first, I think they're going to have Cesaro and Sammy team up to take on Owens and Miz. But then they said, like, no, you know what? Let's change this up here. Since it's going to be every man for himself, let's have it be. I think they had, literally, Cesaro and Miz team up against Owens and Zayn for some difference. I'm like, okay, what if they had Alexa Bliss and like Mickie James and Sasha Banks to continue building some tension between Sasha and Bayley as they've been doing? Or even throw a swerve, put Bayley over there with Mickie and Alexa. Mickie and Bayley, Alexa and Bayley have a little bit of a history, but I thought mix it up. But no, we have to go with the usual, face on heel match. Which I think the story though with Mickie and Alexa, though, with Alexa trying to sweet talk Mickie into being her ally, I think what they still did, he was fine. The match they had, it was okay. Wasn't the greatest. The biggest problem I had was the finish. Having the champion tap out really easily to Sasha Banks. Why? Like, if anything, I would have rather had, everybody start like brawling, everybody imploding into disqualification than just having the champion tap out. But then it did at least establish the alliances afterwards, like, Bayley and Sasha being friends, Absolution. I was hoping that since the men's Elimination Chamber match is a 7-man match, maybe Paige would out of nowhere start getting involved physically and she be inserted into the women's title match, which is a long shot because I still don't get what's going on with Paige. I mean, I was talking with my friend Dan tonight, and, no offense, but if they really are not going to have Paige wrestle again, and I kept saying, well, maybe they're just, having her still come out because they're not 100% sure what they're going to do with her. But it's been this long. Like, shouldn't they have something known by now instead of just teasing us, how she's just coming out, acting like nothing's going on, which we all know they're rumors speculating what's going on. That's why I was kind of hoping maybe Paige would be inserted in the match. Wow, I just got a tickle in my throat there. I'm good. But it didn't happen. This alliance is established. Like, I would have liked to see maybe some heat between Bayley and Sasha build because they've had somewhat of tension going on as well. But again, I still think for now Alexa is still a heel. I think she's just trying to find an ally, Mickie James. But as Lauren mentioned in the live chat earlier, I wouldn't mind them actually seeing them trying to turn Alexa face after WrestleMania or something. Because honestly, she's had 4 title runs on the main roster already. She's fought almost everybody, I feel. What else is there really for her to do? Like, to freshen her up, maybe, yes, give her a face turn, I'd say. Live chat. I gotta go. Gonna see the rest of Raw and head to bed. Work early tomorrow. Sweet dreams, everyone. Great review as always. See you for the SmackDown Live one tomorrow. Definitely, Lauren. Have a good night. Wow, Robbie. Wow, Robbie. Try to sneak one there. Just kidding, buddy. I had to make the joke. But yeah, so that's what happens. And also, another problem I have with Absolution, if Paige is not going to be wrestling again, please give Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville their own theme song. I'm asking for that. Please, their own theme song. Because Stars in the Night, that is Paige. It's not for Absolution. Well, if Paige is not in, the match, because that just drives me nuts. But overall, I'd say the match again, it was all right. I can't say it was bad, but how many more times are we gonna get? I expected a little bit more though, and I just wasn't a fan of Alexa tapping out. But yeah, but that's pretty much it for this Raw review, guys. Yeah, we had a fun gauntlet match. The third hour was meh. The tag match with Apollo, yeah, just Apollo, Titus, and Titus Worldwide and the Bar was all right, but again, it just wasn't anything fresh because we've seen them like roll up how many times, so there's probably gonna get another tag title shot at Elimination Chamber. I mean, it has some momentum going for Titus Worldwide, but they're definitely not, ready to be considered like a big threat in the tag team division, even though Raw could use some more tag teams, in my opinion. And then the stuff with Asuka, Nia was all right. The main event again was all right. So I'd say this episode of Raw gets a solid B+ in my opinion. That's what I think Raw gets. Robbie, best way to turn Alexa face, creates sympathy by having Nia Jax betray her, call her weak and pathetic, and assault her. Wow. I mean, that is true. I mean, like, again, Alexa is not a complete cowardly heel. She does, do things on her own, but there are times she's just in situations where she knows she's afraid of something and it exposes her weaknesses. And, you can have Nia Jax just try to just expose that to her, because people love Alexa Bliss. They want to cheer her on. But yeah, that'd be a good idea. Once again, as I keep saying, my good friend Robbie here wants to be a writer for WWE. He pitches all these great ideas, and I'm not just saying because he's my friend. I'm saying because I do believe he knows how to be a good writer. So if you're on Twitter, please, #please sign Robbie. Robbie deserves to kick out Road Dogg and just sit in this chair right away, in my opinion. And Robbie will be the king of writing SmackDown. Heck, him and Ryan Ward can co-write, both shows if they want to, in my opinion. Once again, just shout at him. Sonya Deville and Liv Morgan have their own theme songs, yet are forced to use the respective themes off of their respective faction leader. Yes, exactly. They have their own themes. I was like, why couldn't they play them when they had their singles matches? Like, who was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn? They play their own theme songs when they come out. But what do we know? We're just we're just fans. We're just young men in our 20s and 30s who just know nothing about wrestling. But yeah, that's pretty much it for tonight's episode review of Raw. Again, thank you for tuning in. I'm excited for Elimination Chamber this Sunday. Again, I'll give tonight's episode of Raw a B+. Let's go to Twitter and see what we have here. We have 9 votes. 44% said A, 22% said B, 11% said C, and 23% said D. So a few low grades, but some good high grades. A lot of people said A. So again, I'm sticking to my grade, a B+. Looking forward to Chamber on Sunday. One last idea, sure thing, Robbie, shoot. But while Robbie's typing out his idea, I will just address as always. But yeah, so guys, as always, thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Queens, Lauren, and Robbie. You guys are awesome to always talk with. So as always, guys, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. What grade would you give Raw? What did you enjoy? What did you not enjoy? If you're watching this review after it is uploaded, so leave thoughts down in the comment section below. Slap a like on the video and subscribe to my channel for more content to come. And if you would like to talk to me more outside of YouTube, follow me on Twitter at DemandAirborne93. If you need the link, it is right below in the comment section. In the description below. I'll be up here to do my SmackDown Live video tomorrow. I'll also be wrapping up the 30-day challenge tomorrow, also, as tomorrow's day 30. We're up here for Live for SmackDown tomorrow, NXT on Wednesday. Sometime this week, maybe Thursday, because I'm pretty busy. I have a lot, events going on this coming weekend. So maybe Thursday I will do the live stream talking about the brand exclusive, the pay-per-views being dropped. I do want to definitely want to address that. Oh yeah, and also Road to WrestleMania will be episode 25 be uploaded this week. And since the pay-per-view is coming up, Elimination Chamber Top 10 Topics edition will be uploaded as well sometime this week. And then probably Sunday I will be doing a live review on my own channel for Elimination Chamber. But on my friend Daniel Guy's channel, we're getting together to watch Chamber. We will have live reactions during the women's and men's Elimination Chambers on his channel as well. So make sure to tune in for that stuff, guys, as well as always. And once again, please sign my good friend Robbie as well. Let me see here. Robbie has his idea. What if Bayley starts hanging around Elias, and little by little, Bayley begins to drift away from her hugger self and starts to become a drifter herself, kind of like an emo chick. Think of Raven from WCW and ECW. Well, I haven't seen much of Raven, but that does remind me. I did read somewhere there was a rumor match for, I think, a house show in like March, I think it was, of a mixed tag match. John Cena and Nikki Bella taking on a team of Elias and Bayley. So with the rumors of Bayley possibly turning heel, maybe that might be a good idea to go with it as well. Again, I'm not against Bayley turning heel. I mean, lately I do think they are giving Bayley some more momentum because she's starting to bring out that more serious side that I think she was missing, which was what caused her to have a huge downfall in 2017. It's made her look weak and has looked delusional. But if they turn, again, I just need to hear ideas of Bayley being a heel, but that works there too as well. Have Bayley, drift away, become emo, and start becoming a drifter herself. Yes, I'm all for that. Once again, guys, please, please sign Robbie. And also check out Robbie's channel as well, Robbie1 Kenobi as well. He does good videos as well. And hopefully soon we will all be our Horseman Brothers will be back together as well, doing a live stream. Next what we're talking about doing is probably sometime next month, our top 10 WrestleMania hidden gems. So that'll be a fun video as well. But yeah, guys, I'm going to check out because I'm pretty tired. I've had a long day. I had a lot I had to take care of today. So once again, guys, please like the video. Leave a comment once you're catching this after it's been uploaded from the live stream. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Twitter at DemandAirBody3, and just stay tuned for more content to come as we still have a lot more to come to this channel as always. Consistently. So guys, thank you again for tuning in. I'm going to check out and head to bed because I'm pretty tired. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow night for SmackDown Live review. Hopefully it's a good show. I highly doubt that happen, but I was going to watch it anyways because I want to do a live stream and discuss it with my friends. So guys, thanks again for tuning in. I am out. Until then, guys, peace out. Good night.